You roll up to Maverik. What are you buying? Chips.
Chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk. Are we going Red Bull Monster?
No,
You know?
no, caffeine.
Caffeine.
No,
Caffeine for you?
Caffeine
Okay.
on race day only, and not NICA, because they don't like that. They don't like that.
That is
Yeah,
right.
guys, don't do it on NICA. That's contraband.
Caveat,
Good
not
answer.
NICA. There you go.
Oh, it's funny. Welcome to Brainstoke. I'm Tom Telford. We have Preston Niederhauser with us here today. We are in Aspire, a network of mental health companies' offices. Thank you to them, especially Liza Telford, who is my wife. We stole her office again and messed it all up. Thank you, Liza. We are here with Ashlee Hogge and the brothers, Gibbons, Oliver and Gabe. Thank you guys for being here with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Who's the top of your playlist right now? What do we got? Number one top playlist song. I think we know that. Is it? Or is that just
It's just
a
the one
race
song.
Okay.
Just the one song.
Let's hear it. What do you have?
It's Unstoppable by Sia.
I don't think I've ever heard that song.
Go listen
Sing
to
it.
All
The
right.
song is everything to me.
Oh, I love it.
Ooh, I couldn't tell you for sure. I have a bunch that I cycle through, but I think specifically in a racing context, I like kind of hype stuff. So I'll listen to this artist called Bones. He has a lot of his grunge stuff. Like, you don't really listen to it because it's good, but it gets you in a certain mood. So
I like it.
It's not good. Nice.
So that's what I listen to.
Okay.
I'm going through my rock phase, so just rock music in general. I love that stuff. 30 Seconds to Mars is the hit right now.
Okay.
So
Nice. When you say rock, I mean, do you have parents who, raised you on rock, 80s rock, 90s?
no, in fact, we were 80s alternative, so REM, U2, Tears for Fears, that kind of stuff. And then I've just moved here and there, kind of just wherever I go.
Nice.
No, that's cool.
Well, the question is, do you guys have the same music type, like taste?
Ooh, I would say 80% yes, or maybe 90% yes. But then it really depends sometimes. But I think for the most part, if he finds a song and he's like, "This is good," and I'll listen to it and I'll be like, "Yeah, no, this is good." So I think for the most part, yeah, it's pretty compatible.
Who controls the tunes in the car between you two?
Whoever's not driving.
Yeah, whoever's
Him on
not
the way
driving.
here, me on the way back.
Whoever rides shotgun is
Yeah,
radio
that's
master.
right.
So that's
It
the
is.
deal.
Directions and music. Goes to shotgun.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Most embarrassing date?
Ooh. All right, well, I think I have mine. Funny enough, this is for a high school dance, and I'm not going to name drop. I think that would be terrible of me. But,
Well, let's hear the story first.
Horrible.
but,
Horrible
like,
idea.
This girl, I mean, she's kind of cute, and I just don't know. I feel like she's fairly awkward, and I hadn't gone on a whole lot of dates before that. I think this was my second high school dance that I went to. So I didn't really know the ropes as well. The group I was in was, I think you were in my group as well. I think Oliver was in my group. But we kind of went out and things just didn't go to plan. Like, we had a place that we were going to go to dinner, and it was just, there's 2-hour wait, so we had to go somewhere else. And then one of our drivers left on us. We were walking around downtown because our dance is at the
Oh, I
Capitol.
remember that.
And then the dance itself at the Capitol, none of the lights were off. It was just, they threatened to shut down the mosh pit like 4 or 5 times because people are getting out of control. So it just, not a whole lot worked out during the date, and I kind of left it, and I was like, you know what? I think that if I had just gone on a date myself, it would have been way better. But it's not something I necessarily regret. It's just there was a lot of potential that was kind of missed there. So
Cool. And could you tell that at the end? Was she like, man, show me a good time? I mean, what was her reaction? What made it embarrassing?
well, I don't know. I don't think she disclosed much to me after that. But
You read the body language and it was like,
yeah, I think you're right. Kind of hit the nail on the head there. So.
Oliver,
funny.
what about you?
Kind of a hot take. I haven't had a disaster date yet.
Okay.
I've had some that are like, so, you know, could have been a lot better. But I haven't had one where I get home, I'm like, oh, thank you, that is done.
I'm so glad that's
I'm
over.
so glad that's over.
Yeah.
I haven't had one of those yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ash?
The boys get an advantage because they get to choose most of the time. I mean, I don't know how many girls ask out guys. Maybe that's, you know, you have a different take on that, but
Nah, I don't really ask people out unless it's like a group date. We're all going. I'll
Yeah.
invite someone. But usually I'll just ask and I'll go.
Yeah.
Be nice. And that's
Have you had a disaster
Yes.
date yet?
Yeah, I've had some like, some people are like, hey, you want to go get something to eat? And then just like the most awkward thing ever. And you're
Yeah.
like, where I just talk for the hour and a half because they don't talk at all. I tell my whole life story 2 times over. Oh, man. It's bad.
Talking is
so
important.
you get
know,
taken
on the
out,
date.
but then you have to carry the conversation.
Yes.
That's a tough one.
Yes. I mean, yeah, it's just like, I don't want to talk the whole 2 hours. Like, you got to say more than yeah. And you got to ask questions. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like there's some people that just don't know how to communicate well. And I know how to communicate too well. So it's kind of an issue.
What's your favorite ski line?
This past year, I'm just gonna do that one, like the best.
That's
line
okay
I've
because
ever
the
taken.
mountain had the best coverage ever.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
A little context. I'll try to go through this fast because this is
Yeah.
like my favorite day I've ever been on this planet.
Let's
Earth.
hear it.
So, I can't remember the date. It was a storm day. So we had a couple inches the night before, and then during the day, it was just snowing a ton. It was on a school day, so I went up on school. They closed down the left side of the mountain at Snowbird. What's that lift there?
Peruvian.
So it was the Peruvian side had closed down.
Okay.
So what we did, we're like, you know what would kind of be funny? Let's go up Little Cloud, which takes you to the peak, and then we traversed over to the Peruvian side of things.
Uh-huh.
What that allowed us to do was take basically the storm total, and it was coming down like hard. But that side of the mountain, the storm clouds were kind of away, so it got a lot of snow. No one was over there, and it's just fresh powder, the whole thing. So I went down a couple of chutes, almost right underneath the tram was where it was, and it was top to bottom, untouched. It was the deepest thing I've ever skied in my life. I was just lapping the whole way down. We went and hit that chute, I think, like the run or two before, and because it takes so long to get over there, it fills in again.
Yeah.
We get over there for like the second time. I take the one straight down the middle. He comes off to the left. We were whooping the whole way down. We get down to the bottom. They're like, so it snowed enough. We got to get everyone off the mountain. And we were in Interlodge for the next 6 hours.
Oh,
So
man.
that just tells you how much snow was on the ground.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, this is the best thing I've ever done.
Snorkel,
Oh, yeah.
blowing off,
It was
overhead.
like put the skis together and just whoosh, just to stay on top of things.
That's so
Nice.
cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Concur, Oliver, or do you have a better day?
I don't know if I've had a better day. I'd probably agree with him. I was just 5 feet over the next chute. So
It was just right there, except I got the better one, I would say.
Yeah.
I got the better one.
that's debatable, but
No.
we'll agree.
Agree to
That's good.
disagree.
Ash.
I'll just pick one of like 30 days this year. of
Yeah, it was a pretty
basin.
awesome year.
Yeah, it was good.
You have a favorite place to ski? You're a snow basin girl.
Nordic is also super awesome. I'll go backcountry ski up there and they'll
Okay.
shut down that lift.
Yeah.
And then it'll just be untouched snow. So
Yeah.
that's nice.
No,
It'll
that's a
work
good
out.
call too. Okay, nice.
Do you guys pull the skins on?
We don't do backcountry skiing.
Do you
I would-
backcountry stuff?
I would love to do it. My parents are worried about avalanche safety, so in respect for them, we just stay away from that.
Yeah.
There's other ways to get cardio over the wintertime.
There
Maybe not
is.
as fun,
There
but
definitely is.
There's
other
nothing
ways.
wrong with. There's plenty to be found in bounds. So there's no doubt
exactly.
about that. So props to your parents.
Best class.
Ooh, okay. So I am taking a bowling class right now
bowling.
because our school is located like half a mile from Olympus Hills Lanes, just right up the street. So for my first period on B days, I'll go up and we'll just spend the whole hour and a half just bowling. And I have a lot of fun people in that class, and you know, I personally love bowling, so it's just a great class for me. You know, it's a great way to start off the day. I don't fall asleep. It works well for me, so I
Yeah.
enjoy that class.
Do you have a high score that you're chasing?
Okay, so I went bowling yesterday, and I scored a 175, but
Okay.
I'm trying to break
Nice.
200.
200's a
I'm hoping-
goal.
I'm hoping to break 200.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna sound like a nerd. My favorite class so far has probably been AP Chem. It really clicks. And there's also fun classes, but you know, you get to the end of the school year and it's It's kind of the same thing every day. So
Yeah.
probably gonna regret that one later, but we'll see.
No, I don't think you will actually.
Impressive. That's cool.
Yeah.
Probably just my outdoor and product design class. It was way easy. We just sewed all day.
That's awesome.
We have one at our school. It's called Graphics Lab, and it's split into 2 parts. The first part, you learn to use software, Illustrator, Photoshop, and the second part, you make stuff. I made this shirt in graphics,
Nice.
so
Very
you can
nice.
produce stuff. It's a way fun class.
Yeah.
Kind of
That's
the same
cool.
thing.
That's really cool. Starting with Ash, uphill or downhill?
Oh, uphill.
You rather suffer or laugh?
Uphill.
Uphill. Okay.
Oh man, okay. So it really depends on the day. Sometimes I think uphill. Most of the times uphill. Although downhill has its merits, for sure. But I'll have to agree with Ashlee. It's definitely uphill.
Okay.
No, same thing here. Uphill any day of the week. I'd rather have hero dirt on like a good steady climb than downhill. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Fascinating.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected
Wow.
all 3, but
Because they all 3 dominate uphill.
Yeah,
So maybe
totally.
that has something to do with it. I don't know. But
is there something about that? Maybe we can start, Ash, with you. But I mean, you've answered this a little bit before when we've talking. But is there something that you enjoy about the suffer, the hurt?
I think so. I think it just clears the head, unlike anything else. Like, if you're working through something, you can just go hop on your bike and pedal it away. Like, it'll be gone for that hour that you're going and suffering out there.
Yeah. Coping?
Yeah.
Is it a stress coping mechanism for you?
It's my biggest and maybe only coping mechanism, but yeah.
Cool.
Well, I think I'd have to agree. For me, it's not as much of a coping thing as it is. I love mountain biking, so I do it because I love it, and as a byproduct of that, when I'm finished, I feel happy. I just feel good. I got a workout in. Spend a couple hours out in the sun. It's just something I really enjoy doing, and so as a byproduct of that, yeah, it'll help me cope with stress and whatever else is in my life that I need to kind of address.
cool.
I think definitely, you have a lot going on in school, friends, whatever, family life, anything it is, it's nice to be able to have something you can go back to. It's consistent. And you mentioned earlier, like, the struggle. It's a good thing to have something that you can, like, put a lot of effort into, that you can be invested in, that's not tied to something that follows you for the rest of your life. Like, school, you can be super invested in school, that's fun, but you kind of have that, like, well, if I, fall back a little bit, there's repercussions. Mountain biking, you can go hard, you can have fun. If it's not for you, it's not for you. And, you went out, shoot your shot, and it's just something fun that you can do. I love it. I love that I can go out and go hard and kind of just forget about things for a while. I think it's a great coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Seems like it also is so results based, right? If I put in the work, I'm going to get X, right? When it comes to mountain biking, if I put in the effort, I'm going to see something come out of that. And to me, that's always been a reward, knowing that, based off of my work and my effort, I'm going to see something.
Yeah, I would be cautious saying that. A lot of the time, I'll see kids that work honestly harder than me, a lot harder than me, and then they'll have a bum race. And
Okay.
it's like, that's just racing. That's just biking.
Yeah.
I think it's more important to learn to love the sport than to love the results.
Yeah.
And that's really what Maverik preaches, is we're not here to make winners. We're here to make cyclists for life. And I think
Cool.
that's probably the most important thing you can do.
Yeah.
Do you see yourselves riding bikes forever?
Yes.
Oh yeah, 100%. I actually, I had a friend that mentioned this. He's like, I have a lot of friends that compete very highly in their respective sports, especially in cycling, because he's a cyclist. But he says, as much as it gives me the chills to see them win in cycling right now, it would give me even more chills to see them 10 years from now coaching kids and spreading the love of the sport. That's what it's all about, Results are great, I think. I personally love racing and the hurt of racing, but I think sticking around for the long run is really kind of what it's all about. And that's something that I personally am going to do for sure. I never want to stop cycling, and I'm sure Oliver agrees as well.
How about you, Ash?
Oh, I'm never stopping. I don't know what else to do with my free time. I love it so much. Like, I plan my day around when I get to go on my bike.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So cyclist for life.
definitely.
Cool. Chamois cream or no chamois cream?
No chamois cream.
No chamois cream.
I've
no
never
chamois
tried
cream.
it. I can't say.
It's extra weight. Don't do it.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I've never used chamois cream. I can't tell you for sure, but you know, I've been doing fine without it. So
No chamois cream. Ash?
I don't even know what that is.
This says so much, right?
Yeah.
To be young and fit and not have lots of like extra rolls of like fat where you have to like put special stuff on it so it doesn't hurt when you ride bikes, you
I thought
know?
we were supposed to like enjoy the pain. After that.
That's a different kind of discomfort.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
That's funny.
If you were going to do one big race, not necessarily NICA, Utah, but any race on the planet, what would you line up for?
You know, if I had the fitness, I would love to do like a stage race. I've had a couple races that I've done that have been like relay races, 12 hours of Mesa Verde, those ones are fun. But something like Cape Epic, I think.
Yeah.
That one where you can go and race for multiple days, it seems like so much fun. And then you can get out there, be on the bike, be somewhere exotic, and just do what you love for a couple days. That'd be awesome.
You two should look up Breck Epic because you two as a team in Colorado at Breck Epic I would pay to watch that. It would be amazing, actually. Breck Epic. It's a stage race, and you can do it in a team. Yeah, a buddy of mine and his son did it, and they just came back, and he said it was lights out. He's like, this is the best kept secret, in the Intermountain West. So anyway, stage race, be kind of cool. What about you?
So I think I would love to race somewhere in Europe, somewhere overseas. And maybe that's just me speaking as someone who loves to travel. But I think being able to race somebody that's been kind of raised in a very different environment, as well as just the fact that racing is beautiful over in Europe, especially if you're in France or Switzerland. I wouldn't even care if it was a road race, but I think that racing over in Europe would just be so fun. I wouldn't really care what type of race it was as long as I got to go over there and race. So
That's cool. Preston just came back from the Tour de France, spent quite a bit of time there, and I've been there before, chased the Tour, and it's any bike, race or not, just biking in Switzerland and France is, put it on the bucket list. It's amazing. That's cool. Ash, how about you? What would you do? Any race that you'd line it up for?
Point to point. I want to do that race so bad.
Yeah,
I'd die, but it would be so fun.
you wouldn't. He did it in high school a couple of years. I've done it a few times, so has Preston. It's stunning. There's something about, 72 of 75 miles of single track. You guys live closer to it than we do. It's beautiful.
I love Park City.
Yeah.
You'd kill it, Ash. It's cool.
Favorite trail?
This one's got to go to probably Desolation Trail or the Dog. It's called the Dog Deso Loop is what we call it. It's up Mill Creek Canyon. And that'll take you right up next to the crest, and it'll drop you back down into Mill Creek. It's just beautiful. If you get it before the gates open up for Mill Creek, the road, right, it will be hero dirt, and there will be no one up there ever. And because no one can get up that far typically that early in the season, the trail never gets pitted out, never has holes in it from hikers and stuff like that. It's a great trail. I love it.
Is that an odd even trail?
It is. Yeah, it's not even.
Is everything in Mill Creek odd even?
No, only above the top parking lot. So you can get up quite a ways actually from our house or from the base of the canyon.
Okay. Gabe, what about you?
I'd have to agree, but I'll add on Pinecone Ridge as kind of a part of that. It's essentially the same type of terrain except for you hop over the side of the ridge into Park City.
Yeah.
But it's the same dirt, same terrain. I really enjoy the top part of that trail because it's really, it's not flat, but it's really flowy,
Straight.
and it'll go straight. So you can just you can see where you're going and make sure no one's in front of you. You can just rip down.
That very section, I witnessed him take the hardest fall I've ever seen him take. He never crashes on a mountain bike. Between the two of us, I'm sure it's me 10-1 that crash on mountain bikes. But Pinecone Ridge, descending that very straight section you're talking about, something happened to him, and we don't really know. I don't think he
amazing area.
remembers.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Now you got me
Hit your
interested.
head?
Do you have any details on that?
Knocked my head a little bit, but yeah, that's so cool, isn't it? I mean, those trails are, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's just green. I love it.
Yep, cool. Ash, what about you?
Like the very top of Snow Basin, like the Moonshine Trail area through the
Yeah.
Aspens. It's my favorite.
That's a good one.
I'll ride up there all the time. It's just so pretty.
It
and
is.
The trails are like untouched, and it's like
It's
so.
a bummer
fun.
it's been closed this year
I
because of
know.
the new lift, right? You can't access it.
I've missed it.
Yeah.
Have any of you ridden in Moab, the trails? Anything that you love in southern Utah, whether Moab or St. George, that you have enjoyed? Comment on your favorite race course, maybe.
Oh.
What's your favorite NICA race course in Utah?
Oh,
This one, you go first. I want to hear you.
well, I was gonna. It's not a NICA course though. Let me think of a NICA course. I really like Snow Basin, but that's just because I'm on it
It's the home track.
4 times a week.
That's a home trail.
Yeah.
Time has passed for this one, but the state course for 2022
St.
actually was
George.
like 2021. I think was a little bit better. That one was. I just think it's the perfect mix of climbing, descent. You know, there's tech here and there. You have to be careful in the corners, but it's not just a dust fest.
Yeah.
So, I love that one. Unfortunately, it's being,
Developed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that one's done and gone. But it was fun while it was there.
Oof. So, I have a terrible memory of races. For one reason or the other, whenever I show up to a race, even if I've raced this race 10 times, I won't know what it is until I've pre-ridden it another time. So it's hard for me to say which race course I like the best. Although I do enjoy Vernal. I think Vernal's put a lot of work into their trails over these recent years, and it's they've really improved, and I just enjoy the course overall. So that's my favorite personally.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good shout out for Vernal. That's cool. What advice would you give to younger riders who are coming up through the ranks based on your experience the last few years?
Oh man, this one's difficult. What do you have to say, Ashley?
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, you got one.
Nice delegation. Well done.
I think I would explain to them the rule of thirds, which I didn't know till this year, but I love the idea and really helps me with my training. But you're going to feel amazing a third of the time, you're going to feel just okay a third of the time, and then you're going to feel crappy a third of the time. And I think it's so easy to go and to feel like you need to feel amazing every single interval session, and then you need to go crush it and get all those numbers and hit everything every time. But you're not going to feel amazing all the time, and nor should you. Like, either you're not pushing yourself hard enough if you're feeling amazing on the bike all the time. So I think just being aware that you're not always going to have an amazing time on, like, you're not always going to be performing exactly where you want to be every time you're on the bike. It's just part of it.
Love that reel. That's cool.
I've never heard of that, actually.
Never.
That's interesting.
Apply it into your cycling.
Yeah, I think I will.
Gonna have to, yeah.
I think, yeah, it's a good thing to know that, like, not every single ride is going to be fun. And sometimes I learned that the hard way last year. That was really when I bumped my training up a ton. I wanted to stay consistent and, get out there and try to do what I wanted to do. And some of those days in the later season, it wasn't even the interval sessions. It was the longer rides, because you've just been on the bike for so long, since like January. There was no snow. Yeah, expect there to be some bad days, but work through it, because, you need to love the sport, right? That's the whole goal, is to push through the bad days, because there's good things to be had.
It's awesome.
I think the singular piece of advice I'd give to younger riders is meet new people. There are so many amazing people in the sport of cycling. I've met just phenomenal people that have shaped my life and that I just never would have met otherwise if I hadn't been biking. And that's an opportunity that's open to everybody. So I would just encourage people to capitalize on that and just meet new people, make new friends, because it can really help you kind of decide what you want to do with cycling, even with your life. I think it's a very open opportunity for any NICA rider, any rider in general that's joining a team, is that you're joining just a huge community And I would say to capitalize on that and to just make new friends and meet new people, because it's just great. It'll change your life.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, we were talking with Ashlee before you guys got here about that very thing, and I guess maybe the question for you, Gabe, is why is it so easy in Utah NICA to become buddies with your competitors and to fist bump and to appreciate them as they chase you down?
So that is something that I have recognized, is that almost every major competitor that I've gone up against, I actually am good friends with now. And it's hard to say specifically what it is. I find that I just have an immense amount of respect for anybody that participates in the sport, and knowing that I can compete with them well and that they'll kick my trash is just, there's something great about it. I know they put in the work. I know that they have a shared passion for cycling that I have. And most of the times, once I get to know them, they're great people, like genuinely great people, because they have a certain set of values that they have to uphold to compete in cycling well, and that's something that a lot of my values align with as well. So I find a lot of it, the times, it's very relatable, and they're just good people to be around.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're all up to. Were you going to say something? Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I'd say let's try hard to keep it that way. I see other sports, it's almost encouraged, to butt heads a little bit.
To trash talk, to
trash
mock.
talk,
Yeah.
all that stuff. It's not positive. Really, just be happy. That's what we're here for. We love riding bikes. Let's just love riding bikes. If you ride them fast and you have someone that also likes to ride them fast, let's just love riding them. There's no reason to be butting heads with everyone. It's just way more fun to be happy and spread the joy.
Oliver, I was Strava stalking, or I was attempting to, but both of your Stravas are private, or I couldn't find them. But
No.
all I found when I did go to Strava and look up Oliver Gibbons, I found the hashtag Ride Strong, Be Kind. Did you type that? Tell me why you typed that.
That is for, I have two buddies on the team. Their dad recently passed away to suicide. Really not great. He was so positive, loved him. He rode with me all the time, and he loved to ride bikes. That was like what made him happy, was he'd get home from a stressful day of work and he'd ride bikes. So that was his hashtag, Ride Strong, Be Kind. That's why we're here. That's why we ride bikes.
Awesome. Sorry, but thanks for sharing that.
Thank you. That will probably become the mantra to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Of our dialogue. But I'll take us out of the the heavy for just a second. You're all up to Maverik. What are you buying? Chips,
Chocolate milk.
chocolate milk. Are we going Red Bull Monster?
No,
know?
caffeine. No,
Caffeine for you?
Caffeine on race day only, and not NICA, because they don't like that. They don't like that.
That is right.
Guys,
I love
don't
it.
do it on NICA. That's contraband.
Good
Caveat,
answer.
not
I
NICA.
like it.
There you go.
Oh, it's funny.
I'm a sucker for the powdered donuts.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's right.
Powdered donut.
powdered donuts.
If they have like a little shop inside that's like a Subway or something, I'll just grab like a Subway sandwich. I'm a sucker for those things, man. They're so good.
Oh, you like the hoagie.
Yeah, 100%.
Ash, what are you getting?
Oh, chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Gatorade.
Yeah. What's your chocolate? There's so many options. Are you
Yeah.
a True Move fan?
True Moo
Yeah.
whole milk.
Okay.
None of that 1% fat.
you're
It's
red.
so gross.
That's
It's
true.
water.
You're a red.
It's water.
You're a
guys.
red capper. I like
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
I like it. Best burger.
Oh man. Okay,
Oh,
so
that's a good one.
I can't tell you where the heck I ate this burger, but it was like I rode with my mom like 2 or 3 years ago somewhere in downtown Salt Lake City, and we stopped at this hole-in-the-wall place, and I got this burger with blue cheese on it, and it was just phenomenal. It's the best burger I've ever had, and I have since attempted to find where this place is at, and I've looked on maps, and I have no clue where it is. And I asked my mom, she has no idea, but it was just so good. Somewhere in downtown Salt Lake City, there's an amazing burger place. I don't know. I'll have to find it.
The blue cheeseburger. Is that what it was?
The blue cheeseburger.
Blue
It
cheeseburger.
was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ash, what about you? What's your burger of choice?
In and out, double, animal style.
Okay. Nice.
I haven't been in and out a single time in my life.
Wow.
I don't know
Guys,
why.
have you been
Am I
living
missing
underneath a
out?
rock?
In and
Am I
out is like a
missing
California thing, isn't it? There?
It's not.
Oh, I love
It's a
it.
Utah thing too.
Yeah, well, I've never been. Maybe I'll go drive.
Next
by.
race, we'll pull up to In and
Yeah,
Out.
let's all go to In-N-Out.
Totally.
That'll be fun.
That's funny.
All right, well,
Do you have a burger option?
I like the cowboy ones. You know, you get some bacon on there, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any additional meat, right?
Yeah, basically.
That's awesome.
Bacon's
Well, you guys
great.
are, they being in Salt Lake, you live closer to like, I'm trying to think some of the stuff that we're not close in Mountain Green, but Crown Burger, are you guys Crown Burger fans?
Oh my God, I love
You're the
Crown
you're the
Crown
bacon
Burger's
pastrami
great.
guy, aren't you?
Oh,
Look at
yeah.
these guys, they just
Oh,
lit up.
my.
You come down from the canyon, you drive straight into Crown Burger after a day of skiing. It's like the best thing that could possibly happen.
How
Especially
funny.
if someone else is paying. It's extra good.
Bring your friend's dad.
That's awesome. Okay, last question. You ready? Think for a second. Give a shout out to someone that's influenced you in a positive way. Doesn't have to necessarily be cycling, it can, but a shout out to someone who's been a positive influence. Ash, you want to start?
There's so many people. I don't know. I don't know. Can we come back to me? I gotta think some more.
Yeah, you can punt.
You're going first.
Okay, so this man is cycling related, but he has influenced me in pretty much every facet of my life. His name's Dan Draper. I don't know if you know this guy, but he is the founder of the club team that we're on, Maverik Reyes Cyc, I think is what it's called. And he's just a great guy. He loves cycling. I don't think I've ever seen him anything but happy. And he really just spreads the love and positivity anywhere he goes. It's something that I've picked up from him. I think it's just a great thing to always be happy and positive. It's something that he does very well. He's always very supportive. If you need something from him, he's very reliable. I think he just he presents a lot of great characteristics that I think if more people had, this world would be a great place. So that's somebody that has influenced me personally. He's part of the cycling world, but he's influenced every part of my life, and I just gotta thank him. Can't thank him enough.
Awesome.
I'm gonna have to go for, I guess it's an easy one, but it matters a lot, is just parents. You know, thank your parents. They do a lot. Number one sponsors. You know, the way my parents have raised me, I think has been not only super helpful for discipline, training discipline, but also, you know, just learning to love the sport, love everyone. That's what we're here for. And, you know, I didn't cultivate that myself. That was a lot of work for my parents.
Awesome.
I think probably just my brother at the end of the day. Like, he's who I rode with. He's who I learned how to love it by, and just life too. I mean, I'm pretty sure he gave me more lectures about my test scores than my parents. So he just had an attitude, or has an attitude. I talk about it in a second because he's on a mission. But he has an attitude that's like, just get done what needs to get done. Doesn't matter if it's boring or not. Just go do it. It is what it is. And that can be applied to anything.
It's interesting that all three of you talked about people who pushed you to become better. So maybe if I don't, double click on this question, I'm going to go a little deeper with you, but is that something that you think about often, that you're intentional about getting better? You wake up to a certain extent daily and think, how am I going to get better today?
I would say, yeah, that's something I do. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll sit for about 5 to 10 minutes and I'll just think of what I want to accomplish in the day. I'll kind of block out my day and I'll say, all right, how do I need to act to make this happen? What do I need to do to make this happen? And then I'll just identify things that maybe happened yesterday that I can eliminate out of my life to make sure that I can achieve the goals that I want to do. And it applies really well for cycling, but also just in life, like in life general, because that's a skill that you'll need when you enter the workforce, when you start a family, it's something you need to learn. So I'm trying to learn early on, and that's kind of how I've set myself up to do that.
It's awesome.
Who's going first? See what you have to say, Oliver. I do try to get something done every day, and I think one tip, if you want to try to get better, it's a lot easier to make lists of do's than lists of don'ts. I've gone through both. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Yeah, but now you have a whole bunch of open space. What are you going to do? So plan out your days, make a schedule, and you'll find if you have a couple things you want to do in your life, if you make an effort and you plan the time to do them, it's a lot easier to get those things done.
Do you actually have a to-do list? Do you keep a physical to-do list?
Yeah, I have a note in my phone. Man, it is so long. And some things are long-term goals for sure. Some things are shorter, make sure you say hi to this person, go out to lunch with this person, you haven't seen them in a while. Stuff like that. The small, bigger stuff. Remember to study throughout the year for your AP test. Make sure to get this homework assignment done. It's due in a month. Reminders too. The reminders app on your phone is great. You can set something there, forget about it, and then it'll pop up, and then you can progressively do that. Those things in tandem are just amazing. And I think the sooner you learn how to use them, the better off it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And, it seems like work, but really it's not. It makes your life so much better.
I'm totally impressed with that answer because having owned companies for 20 years, it's interesting that there are many adults who can be 20, 30 years into their career and they still don't have a process for
Thank you so
tracking
much.
what to do and reminders to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you're talking about that at this age is like, because
you,
that
yeah.
follow through is, I mean, you wouldn't think of like a resume of like, I'm good at follow through, but shockingly, follow through is like one of the key things, in life, just your ability to remember and follow through. So that's awesome. Ash, what about you?
I think just having my goals, like be able to see them when I wake up in the morning. I think it's so easy to set a goal and be like, I'll get there eventually. Like I'll do that eventually. I'll work to get there. But I think just a reminder of what you want to do, because every day is just a step further to try and accomplish that goal. And so I think it's so easy to forget. And just having it visible somewhere, or reminder, whatnot.
Yeah.
Like you said, reminders app.
So it's written. Do you have yours written somewhere?
My mirror is covered in my goals or little mantras or little things.
Yeah. Good for you. Anything else you want to share? Freestyle to finish off? Any of you?
Spread love. It's a lot easier to stay in the sport and just to be happy if you're happy. It sounds pretty simple, and it is pretty simple, but if you wake up every day, in fact, one of the things on my to-do list, the very top, is just like smile. It's all you do, and it helps you. It helps improve the mood, people around you. It's something small, and it makes your day so much better. So just be happy. Try to be happy.
Cool.
I think just be aware of what's going on in your head. I think even in everyday life, like your thoughts it's what you make of it. And so what you're saying in your head, you can make it be however you want. It could be a good or bad situation, just however you play it out in your head.
I would agree. I think we talked a little bit about mental health earlier, and it's, I think, increasingly prevalent to be aware of that and to take active steps to make sure you're in the right place concerning mental health, especially with this younger generation. So I would say just keep tabs on yourself and make sure you're in a place where you need to be. And if you're not, seek help for sure, because we all know where that goes when someone doesn't seek help, and it's never where we want that to be. So I would say just perform self-checkups, seek help if you need to, and just be constantly aware of maybe others in your life that need that as well.
Awesome.
Super impressed. All three of you.
Thank
Super
you.
driven, super focused, dedicated, great students, great human beings. More importantly
They're
than
good people.
everything off the
It's
bike
amazing.
is what really matters, and
Thank you guys so much.
appreciate some insight you guys have shared with us in this little roundtable. It's
Totally.
been good. So we had the Gibbons brothers, Gabe and Oliver, and Ashlee Hogge. You guys have been awesome.
You've had your daily dose.